Hello, and welcome to training on PSE Midstream's Commercial HVAC and Water Heating Pre-Approval Form. This form is available upon request from your account manager and serves two purposes. Number one, it can be used in the field as a bidding tool to get on-demand rebate estimates, which allow you the option to pitch savings in real time. And number two, it's going to allow you to submit and reserve funding for long-term projects that are over 50K. So once the equipment has been shipped to the site where the equipment will be installed for long-term projects, you can submit this form to give you greater security for ongoing commercial projects. So navigation for this tool, whether you're using it as a bidding tool or a pre-approval form, is going to be the same, and you will see these tabs along the bottom. You have form instructions, you have an information page for data entry, you have a measure summary, which is going to take the values you input here and give you a total for the products you're submitting. We have a page for air conditioning data entry. We've got one for heat pumps, and we've got one for water heaters. So we're going to break this training down into the two purposes for how this form can be used, starting with its function as a bidding tool. So if you're in the field with a customer and looking for a quick answer to what the program savings would be for a certain product, you can use this tool to estimate the incentive. To check the potential savings, navigate to the corresponding measure tab from the bottom navigation. So if you're trying to pitch an air conditioner, you'll go to the air conditioning page. If you're trying to pitch a heat pump page. Water heater page. To do an example, we will start with air conditioning. So to check the potential savings, you are going to want to at least take a look at the eligibility requirements to see if it's meeting the energy efficiency standards for the program. But no worries, because if you do fill this out and the end value is 0 for the rebate, it typically means that the product you're checking isn't eligible with the information you've provided. But using this as a bidding tool is pretty simple. You're only going to need to fill out a few columns. The first, you're going to want to choose the equipment type. So for this, you can choose air-cooled conditioner, water-cooled, or evaporatively cooled. For this example, we will choose an air-cooled conditioner. Building type is going to be commercial because this is just a commercial tool. And then really all you're going to need is, at least for air conditioning, you're going to need the tons and you're going to need the efficiency values because that's what you use to calculate the total incentive. So for the product that you are pitching, you will enter the tons. For this example, commercial example, we'll choose 18. And then we'll come over here to IEER and EER and ensuring that we are choosing something that fits the eligibility requirements of the program. I am going to enter 19 for the IEER and 11.5 for the EER. So now you'll see, once you fill in the tons, the type of the equipment, and the energy efficiency values, the form is going to populate projected incentive subtotal for you here. So you can see you're getting $125 per ton for this particular product. And the total, given that it's 18 tons, the total rebate would be $22.50. And you would see that populate on the measure page. So getting the value for a heat pump or a water heater will work the same way on the additional tabs. Except for heat pumps, you're going to need the coefficient of performance. So scrolling down, you would do the same thing, right? You would choose the equipment type, air source heat pump. And then coming over to here, you're going to fill the efficiency values, but you're also going to fill the coefficient of performance to get your total. Water heater, very similar, choosing the equipment type, and then coming over to the efficiency values, you're going to need the uniform energy factor, and also the input rating. So going back to our air conditioning example here, you would be able to quote the customer on site that the expected rebate from PSE Midstream would be $22.50. So now you can see how easy it is to use that as a bidding tool. We're going to move on to the form's second function, which is you can use it as a pre-approval form to allow you to secure incentive funding for projects over 50K. So because large projects can have long timelines, submitting this form for projects over 50K is going to provide you peace of mind that the funding will be available when the project is complete. And you can submit this form as a reminder as soon as the equipment has shipped to its installation site. The bidding tool, you're only going to have to fill in a few things. For pre-approval, you're going to want to just make sure that you check all of your boxes. So to start with the form instruction, you may work with multiple programs in your line of business. So the form includes a brief overview of what's eligible and links to the PSE rebate incentive structure for each measure type. So this is just an informational page that's going to give you more information about the eligibility of the projects, participation instructions, verify that your project meets the eligibility requirements. You can visit our website or contact your account manager, of course, if you have any questions. This is my information. I work on the commercial HVAC and water heating facet of the PSE Midstream program. So if you're doing commercial sales, I'm your girl. And yeah, you can contact us to let us know that you're submitting a project that's over 50K, so you're uploading a pre-approval form. So the first thing you're going to want to do is come over to the information page and fill out the gray shaded cells. From the top, you're going to want to put the transaction number or project name. In most cases, that will be the invoice number to the end user. And then you will choose your project type, which is either going to be new construction or retrofit. And then you'll just notice, right, that some of the boxes have asterisks. So you will fill in all of the boxes that have asterisks. That'll be customer company name, customer phone number, email, contractor company name, contractor name and address, and email, and then distributor info if you would like. Application submitted by, it's a drop down, either contractor or distributor, and then building type. It's going to be the type of building that you are installing at. The final steps for completing the long-term project pre-approval form are to fill out the information for the equipment, much like you would have done when you were using the form as a bidding tool. So coming back to our air conditioner example, if we're doing an air conditioner as the example, we can keep the same information, but you're going to want to fill out all of the boxes. So coming down to project type, it's either going to be new construction or retrofit. You're going to fill out an install date, sometime in the future, purchase date. I'm going to use today's date, AHRI number, and then you're just going to fill it out right across the row. The outdoor manufacturer, model, and serial number, if it's applicable. Indoor manufacturer, model, and serial number as applicable. And then, of course, the IER and EER. Same thing for the heat pump. You're just going to fill out this top row of information. Water heater, same thing. Come down to the gray boxes and fill out the first row. And you can list multiple products on here. So you can use each row for a new product. And the great thing is, once you've filled out all of your information, and you can see now we've done this air conditioning example. So you can see on the measure page, the total that was provided, and it will add them all up from the tabs if you submit information on multiple tabs. But the point of this approval form is that you can submit it to a OneDrive folder that your account manager can create for you. So on each measure page, if you scroll to the right, of the data entry fields, at the top, you should see a button for Create CSV. So that's just going to create a new Excel file that you can upload to a OneDrive folder. So using our air conditioning example here, we can create CSV. And if you get a pop-up, you'll just either choose End or Debug because it's going to save to the same folder that you've stored your pre-approval form. Let me switch over here. It's going to create a CSV for you and this pre-approval form with all the information that you've provided. And then once you have this, you can just upload it to a OneDrive folder, like I said, that your account manager can create for you. They're only going to need to do that once, so just reach out. We'll do it. It's very simple. And you can upload this form, let your account manager know, hey, I've submitted a long-term project form, and we will handle it from there. So that's basically it. Whether you're using this Excel as a bidding tool that allows you on-demand rebate savings quotes or a pre-approval form to secure long-term project funding, this file will be a valuable resource to move your product.